your creative team a part of your data strategy? Are the people who are designing and delivering experiences a part of developing your data strategy? If not, then you're probably doing it wrong. It is more and more important that there are deep partnerships between data scientists, experience makers, and technologists in order to develop sound first-party data strategies. I like to call that the CX thruple. And right now I have a member of the thruple with me here today, Simon Brock. He is the head of creative at Digitas. Welcome, Simon.
Thank you for that extraordinary introduction, Maurice.
So I came across an interesting data point a while back. 94% of brands suspect that their customer data isn't accurate or as accurate as it can be. I don't think that needs to be the case. We have to get in the driver's seat in creating quality data, more and more. And in order to do that, that involves a close partnership with people like you.
It's a new thing for a data person and a creative person to have a close alliance, and I think it's actually the future of our whole industry. Often I find creatives in particular find the idea of data acquisition a complex and confusing kind of concept. So when we have those conversations, I always lean back into the same story. Imagine you're going to a wedding. Your partner is in the bridal party, so you're kind of on your own at that table at the back of the room with the weirdos who don't quite fit anywhere else.
Been there.
But because your partner is part of the bridal party, you want to make a great impression on the people you're sitting with. So you've got three options. Option one, turn up, be yourself, hope for the best. Half the table might really take to you, half the table might not. Option two, get to know everything you can about everyone at that table. Stalk them on Facebook, stalk them on Instagram, follow them home, see what they order on Uber Eats, get real creepy about it. That way you'll know everything there is to know about them, but probably at some point during the night they'll realize you've been stalking them for the last month and they'll probably call the police. Not a great option. Option three, turn up being yourself, but be open to learn and respond positively to those around you. Which means, turning up with questions in mind to ask people when you meet them, asking them, to tell you more about a topic when they, show you that they're interested in something, having those kind of conversations that show you're paying attention and you're giving as much as you're getting back from someone. That's how you learn about people and how you create, meaningful experiences that mean at the end of the night you're going to have 10 new friends for life. That has to be the mindset of brands and experience makers moving forward. We have to be thinking about how do I get to understand the people around me, the people who are engaging with my platforms, and how do I give them back some value for everything they tell me about themselves. I give them back something in value in return.
It's just the same principles, right? Be interesting, lean in, ask interesting questions, show value, and people will give you declared information back willingly. That's what I call declared data. It is someone willingly giving you information about themselves so you can know them better.
Yeah, and that is kind of the core thought at the center of our data strategy for Tourism Australia, right? We've come to understand the more we know about a person, the more likelihood we can serve them content and experiences that will make it likely for them to choose to travel around Australia, to see more parts of Australia, to spend more time here, to disperse to more places. Yeah. So an example is Chatmate, which is a conversational design project. It's about bringing, the philosophy of normal human conversations to the Australia.com website, no longer trying to rely on inferring that someone's interested because they spent a certain number of seconds on a page before they moved on or they bounced, actually just being upfront and directly asking them, what are you looking for today? And as they tell us more about themselves, we learn when they're thinking about traveling, what they're interested in, what travel party they might be coming here with. And in response, every time they tell us more, we give them more interesting content for them that helps them funnel down to getting not just the macro view of Australia, but the Australia that's right for them.
Yeah, and as our teams, our data scientists work with your conversational designers and our content teams, as we work together, we consider the data that we were going to be able to learn from that to help design the types of questions and prompts that we are delivering so we can get signals back. Signals that then we take into Tourism Australia's Adobe Experience platform so we can enrich our understanding of people and therefore understand what is the next best experience we can deliver them after getting those signals.
Yeah, and that same philosophy applies to a lot of the work we're doing now. We've got an amazing team of strategists, analysts, tech people, creatives, content makers who are working on projects like our Wayfinding project, which is like an experience planner, sort of 2.0, next level interactions that let consumers and would-be travelers siphon down from all of the places they could go in Australia into the version of Australia that's like spot on for them. Similarly, we're doing a project around road trips, which are going to be the lifeblood of tourism in Australia for the foreseeable future. But again, there's so many options and it can be quite overwhelming to decide where you can go. But with a few simple interactions, us learning about people, asking them easy questions that they give us meaningful answers to, we can help people get to like the trip that's perfect for them and their travel party. And in exchange, we get to learn about them. And that value exchange kind of has to be at the center of every experience we're designing. We have to be offering real value, and we have to be mindful of how we learning in return and keeping that knowledge to create more meaningful experiences in the future.
One thing that we ensure we do is make sure that we're building on top of what we learn about them. So we can create interest-based segmentation. This is a nature hound. This is a food and culture hound that through Adobe Experience Platform, we can now deliver out in almost real-time ways to make sure we're optimizing along the way.
And I think people expect that from brands. I think when people give brands information about themselves and that brand suddenly develops instant amnesia and forgets what they were already told, that can be a real turnoff. And I think increasingly people are expecting seriously polished experiences from brands who they give their information to. So that, that sets a new standard that we have to be matching, which means that, the task is never going to be done. We're always going to be trying to think of better ways to create better experiences so we can learn more about consumers. And, it's a constant cycle of learn, iterate on that knowledge, deliver back a better experience. And I think that's going to be the future of marketing from here for quite some time.
Thanks for joining, Simon.
Such a pleasure.
Great to always have you. Great
always.
To connect with you. We've covered getting the data right, getting identity and meaning of personalization right, and now getting experiences right. All of these are key to developing a holistic and sound first-party data strategy that's relevant, personable, and impactful. Thanks for joining us, and see you next time.